This short clip is from my live trading room. You can engage directly with my fabulous team and me at LaDucTrading.com for all our research and trades. Or for just my daily live streams, you can access via YouTube memberships. All links are in the description.
All right, let's look at ASTS next. So I'm strange with this one because if you recall, this was my February 2025, about 22 bucks, 25 bucks. This was my bet that it would become a 10 bagger over the next few years. So the fact that it has already moved up and it is volatile, you can see this. There's a space mob that is so focused on Rocket Lab and AST Mobile, but the point is it definitely worked from an option standpoint. It was otherworldly. But you can see that this got a little above its skis this year and it has broken the 50 week. So it does have a little complexion change. Now, this pullback is gorgeous. Cradle formation is also bullish. We can talk about the fundamentals. I did talk about the fundamentals back in February. You can look in Slack for the whole thesis, and I updated it a few times over the past year and a half. But then I'm done with this because now it's way popular, number one. But number two, it also has a lot it has to prove in execution, and it's got a lot of execution risk. So I think it got way overvalued, way too soon. Like I would have expected 25 to turn 100. This was 100, almost 150. Next year, the year after, but it's too much, too soon. So I think this is going to be a trouble stock to get back above these highs. So it doesn't negate it as a nice bounce candidate. And this is a nice, beautiful 100-week cradle formation. It's working on the 10-week and the 50-week, and it needs to get above everything. And again, the space mob is loud, but I'm just not so excited about the space anymore. Forgive the pun. But Tim is still playing this, and he's playing it like a maestro with lots of high IV. So he's selling calls aggressively when they are bid. And this is where he's writing me in DM, and I will recite. ASTS looks like it's going to launch a total of 18 to 30 satellites in 2026 versus 45 to 60 projected. That's a lot less. That's half. All right, this completely changes the nature of its deployment and its ability to generate revenue as projected. It is still a pre-revenue company. Oh yeah, it's a really good point. I did mention that back in February of 2025. That and it's burning cash. It is burning cash. So he says there has been significant issuance of new shares and convertible debt to continue raising cash. It's interesting that this is the first report that mentions the crowding out effect regarding their access to required chips. While they have enough cash to complete their initial build out of 168 satellites and subsequently start printing revenue, the delayed launches means their cash burn will continue, and they will have no choice but to further dilute common stockholders. Total share count seems to be expanding at 20% annually, and if you think they won't go into production until 2029, the common stockholder will be left with a rapidly depreciating asset value. Stock-based compensation alone is 25 to 30 million. I am now net short. My head is exploding, Tim. I did not read that before I went over my little diatribe there that I'm done with this one. It's just too much too soon. I didn't even look at the fundamentals, and you just gave me the fundamental stay away case. And I don't know if I would be bearish, though. I don't know if I'd be bearish. I get your reasons for being bearish, but I don't know if I'd be bearish. That whole US government is venture capital, the whole need for satellite surveillance and mobile connectivity and the Musk effect and AT&T will have its back, or just this absolute new frontier that has collectively gathered the attention of many investor. They're excited about this. They don't want it to peter out. They see the challenges with data centers. They see the challenges of space, and they want to merge them together. So it's unrealistic, but they are a mob. It's like trying to short NVIDIA for round tripping. This is ASTS, long horizon commercial scaling. Okay, net bullish. No, I'm asking about the scans. Oh, here it is. Okay, market maker hedging, upside acceleration. You got this? Huh? No skew discount being priced into outer years. Dynamic surface implies market-wide expectation of persistent heavy price expansion or sharp binaries. I'd go with the sharp binaries. I think sharp binaries is a really good quant term for ASTS. So as ASTS spot moves up towards $80 to $100, which is what I think it will do, market maker Delta expands rapidly, forcing automated buying of underlying spot shares to stay Delta neutral. Oh, that is for professional option traders only. But basically, that's kind of what, not kind of, that is exactly what Jason does in his Volland product, which is aggregate SPY. So he is only trading SPX and ES, just so you know. But the point is, he is focused on aggregate dealer positioning. And what Michael just did within Option Teller about ASTS is he, instead of posting the raw data, I'm showing you what the results come up with on his query within Option Teller database. So the market maker Delta expands as spot moves up, forcing the automated buying of underlying spot shares to stay Delta neutral. So interesting. Market makers long calls on trades. And these are the trades that he's referring to, but I'm not showing you here. However, the asymmetric size of call buys versus sells, there's more buying than selling, basically, leaves net dealer exposure heavily short upside Delta. So continued upward momentum will force structural dealer squeeze mechanics. The takeaway word really here, to me anyway, is this sharp binaries. This is the type of action that I see in an ASTS. Absolutely. Lots and lots and lots of spikes that get sold. Sophisticated stuff. ASTS, again, I can see a swing long bounce into 83 with an overshoot to 90. Maybe it gets really excited and it hits 102. But that's as good as it gets. I don't think it's going to stay there. I think it's going to be reversed there. It doesn't have what I need it to have anymore. I just don't think it's going to go parabolic like SanDisk, for example, or whatever. And it might not make it that far, but that would be the upside on a swing long. Basically, if 80, then 100. But then Michael comes up with that great analysis going, now wait a minute. You get some dealer exposure that's short upside Delta that can actually trigger some of this forced buying, but then it triggers these sharp binaries. By the way, that means sell-offs, right? So you get these big sharp moves in both directions. This is not a smooth operator. This has an aura of volatility, this ASTS. So take care, is what I'm trying to say.
Join Club to trade with Samantha. Scan this QR code or click the link in the description.